All right. Good evening, everybody. This is Bruce with Garbage or Great and the Epic Experiment, and we are back with some more 5 with Bruce. We're playing 5 games of Brawl tonight with the commander of our choosing, and in the spirit of Secret of Strixhaven just being released not so long ago, we are going to go back in with a commander deck or commander from Secret of Strixhaven. We are playing Abigale Poet Laureate tonight. So Abigale is a Silverquill commander, so it's an uncommon one too, which is kind of neat. They gave us a cycle of uncommon legendary creatures, and Abigale is the Silverquill one, and is it pretty interesting? So 1 white black gets us a 2/3 flying legendary creature bird bard. Whenever you cast a creature, Abigale becomes prepared, which is one of the mechanics in the set. And when Abigale's prepared, in exile you have a card called Heroic Stanza, which is one and a white black, or sorry, a hybrid white black. So 2 mana total. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature, which leans into the repartee ability very nicely that the Silverquill have. So let's talk about that repartee ability. Where isn't a great example of it here? There's here we go. Lecturing Scorn Mage is a great example of it. Single black for a 1/1 human warlock with repartee. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets a creature, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. So whenever you cast a spell, maybe you cast the Heroic Stanza that Abigale has attached to her, or maybe you cast something else, maybe a removal spell on one of your opponent's things, and the Lecturing Scorn Mage grows, which makes it surprisingly impactful as a 1-drop, because it will grow into a 3/3 and a 4/4 very, very readily. Alright, so what we've got here is we've got a deck that leans very heavily into a low mana curve, trying to get cheap creatures out behind Abigale to try and trigger off that Heroic Stanza card as often as we can to use that repartee ability. Tying into that, we've got some other pretty cool toys that are going to help us win the game. So we've got a Dusk Legion Duelist. So because we put +1/+1 counters on things, Dusk Legion Duelist asks a way of drawing some cards, which seems good. The Informed Inkwright puts extra 1/1 Inkling tokens on the battlefield, which is good. Aspirant, more counters. The Laureate is pretty neat because it gives something double strike until end of turn, which is always good. But the Cosmic Grand Zenith is actually one of the more exciting cards in this list. We're not going to have too much of a hard time casting more than 1 spell in a turn. So if we get our second spell, you get to either put +1/+1 counter on a creature or creatures you control, or make 2 human soldiers. So if you want to put things in the way, you can do that. Or if you want to make things bigger, you can do that. It's very effective at doing what it does. And then with all those extra bodies from things like where'd it go again? I lost it in Cosmic Grand Zenith, or the Ocelot Pride, or whatever else. You have effects like Elastil Core, and you have Sephiroth to punish your opponent mightily for it. We do have a couple of bigger sort of high-end pieces here. So the Chroma's Will is a pretty good way to, once you've got a pretty sizable number of creatures or something really big, you can close the game out pretty readily with it. It's kind of like your overrun effect. The Virtual Persistence is a early game removal spell, but the late game is inevitability, where you're just going to grind out your opponent. And then we've got some other sort of interesting spells here. I'm trying out the Emeritus of Woe, because I like the idea of having a Demonic Tutor on it. But we also have a Diabolic Intent here, because that is also a tutor effect that triggers the repartee ability, because you have to target one of your creatures. You have to sacrifice it. So anyway, seems kind of handy. All right, we're gonna give it a try and see how it works. All right, it's kind of the idea. Of course, the entire description is going to be down below. A deck list is down below in the description. You're welcome to check it out, in addition to any of the other decks I play here on the channel. So let's go in and play 5 games of Brawl with Abigale. I've really rather enjoyed Secret of Strixhaven, and the fact that here I am playing like a second. I've already played Aziza just the other night, and now we're working on Abigale here, just so you see a little bit of what Lorehold has to offer, a little bit of Silverquill. We'll try and play one of the more unheralded With the Moon Commanders next, I think is sort of my play here. So, I do not love this because I don't have a white source. Now I do get Silver Tongue, like Scheming Silver Tongue down. I do have a reanimate, and if I hit a white, I'm in pretty good shape. So what are the chances of me doing that? I think it's probably pretty good. So I think we're gonna keep it. We're gonna run the risk here. VV Orniteer is not really who I want to see on the other side of the table, but we're going to do what we need to do and hope that the VV deck stumbles a little bit. Maybe doesn't quite assemble the deck they need. I have my doubts, but you never know. You never know. There, what do we throw here? Leyline and Marina Vendrell. Okay, another Swamp, and we go Silver Tang. Silver Tang. All right. So, I don't know. A white source is actually pretty perfect here. So, we are going to play this for the warp cost. And we're going to see what our opponent does. So we gain a life. And then we attack with this. And we deal point damage. So now, the Scheming Silver Tongue is prepared. And we are going to cast Sign of Blood, and we're going to draw 2 cards. That seems pretty good to me, unless our opponent counters it here. They're going to let us do it. Perfect. The lack of another land is problematic, but not the end of the world. Okay, I guess. Anyway, seems good. So that's one example of the prepared mechanic at work in this list. VV Orniteer. I need to get rid of her pretty quickly, and not quite sure how. So I think the correct answer here is play X. And then attack with the Scheming Silver Tongue. Draw my card. Yeah. Pay 1 life. I will draw. Okay, that's actually really good for me. That gives me a second white source. And so now, next turn, I can go Cosmic Grand Zenith into... Okay, it's fine. Yes, that's fine. You're drawing, you're looking for a land. I'm sure of it. But we can go Cosmic Grand Zenith and then into Ela Core, and we're going to get ourselves some pretty good value. He's going to want Lightning Bolt Gates here in a second. But, alright, so we play this. We play it on tap, so we get pay 2 life. I think we play Cosmic Grand Zenith. He's got no... Sorry, they've got no way to stop that. And then we play Ela Core. And we're going to put counters on all our things, making it difficult for our opponent to interact with. And then we're going to attack with Gix and Scheming Silver Tongue and see what our opponent says next. He may have an instant here that this red represents, and that would be, if that's Lightning Bolt or something to that effect, I'm annoyed, but it's not the end of the world. All right, so we're going to draw 2 cards. This is a real problem for our opponent here. Take 1. Yeah, we'll do another one. I will take another one. Oh, okay. So now, perfect. So now we've got our Scheming Silver Tongue there as a card in our... prepared again. So we can recast the Sign of Blood, which is a really neat effect. Now, our opponent is sitting there on 5 mana with an active VV Orniteer, and it can untap and, like, we may not get another turn, right? Now, I hope I can, and I can kill the VV here. That would be ideal. They did nothing. So, interesting. I don't like the look of that one bit. So, I think I'm going to try this. I'm going to play the Voice of Victory. And that's going to make our opponent have to do something, because they don't want that thing to go off like that. They realizing right here that they need to do something or they're not going to be able to. Yeah. So you're packing. That is a very interesting choice. Okay. So I think my next play is a Halia. So we're going to put counters on our things. Our opponent can counter things if they want. So we picked up lots of life. We're going to play this as a land. We're going to play it tapped. And then we're going to... I attack with this. I'm going to attack with this guy. I don't really fancy getting Gix blown out. And I ate the rest. See, that's probably a good choice here. I didn't get punished too heavily by that. Although it could have been way worse. And then... yeah. So this is the dilemma we always encounter when you play this sort of deck here, is the fact that they've just got so much potential to just house you, but they have to spend their whole turn paying their pact. So I don't feel so bad for them. I really, really don't. But he's still got a VV pack, like, so he's got 4 mana, Pyretic Ritual, so we may just be storming right off here. Full spin, drag. Okay. Okay, make some more treasures, attack. Okay, well, this is tricky. Okay, well, well, we're gonna play our land. And we play Silverquill. We play Scheming Silverton. We're gonna put I think I want dudes, actually. I think the dudes are very helpful in this instance. So the real question is, do I hold this up? When this creature enters, exile target spell, it becomes plotted, meaning you can't use it this turn. Okay, so we've gained quite a bit of life. We're going to get the draw off Halia, which is pretty good. My inclination here is actually to go for Gix. I'm going to get... oh, yes, please. We're going to put that into play for us. That seems really good. Gix is nice, but this is better. Okay, so now you're redirecting it to what? I'm sure that's not how he really wanted to spend that mana, but that's what he ended up doing. That's kind of frustrating though. You're giving me the Gix. You're gonna give me the Gix? You're gonna give me the Gix. That's cool. Alright, I wanted the Gix anyway. Alright, well, let's go punch you in the face for some. Yeah, I mean, taking some damage, drawing some cards. Yeah, take action. Yeah, that seems about right. And do I want to cast? I don't think I cast that. And again, another. Oh, I would have liked to have cast that though. So our opponent's got 2 cards. And enter the enigma means I can't block that. Okay. That's a lot of mana, but they don't have a ton of cards to work with. So that's, I mean, that is a problem for sure. I see. So we're going to play a land here. Alright, so we're going to play Abigale. I think the next play is actually Sephiroth. Sephiroth, sack a dude. opponent is being drained for stuff. Do I go Heroic Stanza or do I just play the Selfless Spirit? I think I need to attack with everybody, and then if he's got a way to beat me, yeah, okay, we're Psych Lifting. Okay, and yeah, that's what I sort of suspected. All right, well, that's really unfortunate. We'll do that again, and we will do the lecturing thing here again. I need to discard 6 cards. One. I don't want to throw that one out. I think that needs to go. I think Abigale needs to go. That. I can get her back at least. I think the Selfless Spirit is the answer, and then I need one more card. No, discard the Twilight Prophet. That's really frustrating. Yeah, put it back in my command zone. That's really frustrating. I am in big trouble. There's no argument there. The dilemma still is that my opponent is only got 1 card at this point. So, like, I may be able to, like, do I take 12 and go to 8? I think we're doing no blocks here. If he's got a way to kill me from here, then he's got a way to kill me. I don't know. Okay. So, we're going to play Cosmic Grand Zenith. We're going to play Elos of Core. I'm going to create some dudes. I am going to cast Sephiroth. Exact thing. And we get there. Victory is ours. Well done. All right. That was a good game. Good grindy match, both back and forth. I don't like playing VV because it's very difficult to negotiate, but when you can get the win, it feels very satisfying. All right, let's get another one done. 1-0. Let's start the night. Seems like a good, solid way to get our game underway. I happen to like Abigale quite a bit, although it was unfortunate I wasn't able to really make good use of her. Dawn and Leo problem solvers. I've seen these guys lots, because these guys are indeed... That's not great news for us. Do I keep this hand? I think I do. The fact is, I have Abigale here, so I'm going to go in this Informed Inkwright. Alright, so we play the Snarl, reveal that. And then we play the Inkwright. Don't love... this deck, I mean, I had a hard time building this particular list, so I'm not particularly frightened by it, although I am leery of the power level it can afford. It is very good when it wants to be. So, yes, you are looking at removing that? I don't know. I don't feel like this is a removal card. But apparently you think otherwise. Alright. I mean, I'm pretty okay with that. So we're going to attack with the fish first. And then we're going to go Abigale. I mean, I feel like that's not a great use of their resources here, but, I mean, who am I to say? Hang her back block. Oh, that's interesting. Huh. I think we're going to go Stirring Hope Singer. And I think I'm going to attack here and see what my opponent does. You are looking to trade your walker this early. It feels peculiar. What is this? Okay, sure. I mean, that's... I could use the Dark Ritual here. I don't think Dark Ritual is what I want to use right now. But with Saiba Siphoner, what does this do? Return target insertion from your graveyard to your hand. Okay. So what are you zapping with this? I mean, sure. I guess. I mean, sure. I'm a little confused by this play, but that's fine. My turn. Okay. Well, so I think I play a Splendid Angel. And then I go Dark Rit into this Cost of Brilliance. Target a player, this one. Target up to one creature, that one. And so that's going to draw me some cards. It's going to get me my land. And it's going to get me an attack. So, I don't know if he wants to block. He isn't particularly keen to block. That's fine. So, Otek Matterweaver is actually a kind of interesting card here. I don't know how good it is. But, whenever we cast a creature spell, and there's lots of creatures in this list, we're going to... So, he's looking to kill this angel here, which is fine. But, Parting Gust has already cost him, like... What are you metamorphing here? With a Splendid Angel. I mean, sure, I guess. Okay. Alright, that seems pretty good. And we play it. And our opponent is scooping in response to us. Alright, I guess. We got, so 2-0. 2-0. I was a little disappointed our opponent decided they were just going to pack it in there, but I'll take the win. 2-0. I think, you were seeing that we were shaping up to have a pretty good value engine, and he was kind of in a pickle because he was having to use his Metamorph to copy stuff, but that's okay. We're doing okay here. I will say, deck seems like solid. It doesn't seem like a world beater, but it seems solid. It definitely wants to do the play to the board and attack plan, which leaves you vulnerable to things. Okay. So I like this. So I have early interaction for when he places cat. I'm interested to get Drana down, and I like Otek Matterweaver again, so I'm pretty inclined to go along here. This seems like a solid start. We'll see. We'll see in the end. Arcane Sigma. Okay, we play... Ooh, okay. Okay, we're having a hard time. Okay, land. We're going to play this guy. That is probably exactly what we wanted to get down. Now, if our opponent plays our cat, you don't want to play the cat first. Okay, I'm okay with that. Alright, we're going to get... I'm going to attack with the this guy. And then I'm going to play Run. That seems pretty good to me. Now, we'll see if our opponent places... Okay, he's playing cats. This thing, whenever you gain life for the first time, create a 1/1 cat. There's a cat. That's annoying. We will remove that cat. Okay. So, what is the correct play here? I think the correct play is Otek Matterweaver. Half the flying thing. You get your island or your planes. It's fine. And then attack here and here. Which is then going to prepare my Scheming Silver Tongue, which is exactly what I wanted. Well, what is... I'm not familiar with particular artifacts. Ocelot Pride. Making cats. I love so many cats. Now, he can attack, but he doesn't really have a profitable attack yet. So, I think I need to Sign in Blood. I need to do myself. I really need another land drop. That's good. We play this. We are going to play the Scolding Administrator. So we're going to make a gnome. So now we got bodies in the way. We're going to attack our opponent. Get things going here. And like, our opponent is going to need to have an answer here, because this board state, while promising on his end, is probably not going to get it done when I've got this sort of play in the game. This is good. Like, it's going to make things very large. And it's going to be a problem. Like, yeah. But I can still block things. And I'm at 29 life still. So I'm not in bad shape. And he's on one card. What is his card? That's an 88. It's fine. More 7/7s. Okay, so what are we doing? We're attacking with some 7/7s. And this one has lifelink, so that's the one that really bothers me. And I think the Scolding Administrator needs to block this one, and this one needs to block this one. I'm taking 14, and I'm picking up a lot of unpleasantness. Ugh, that's annoying. That's probably going to cost me the game now. Alright. So what does this mean? Alright. That's not enough, I don't think. Okay, what does this do? So... I do need to draw a land. And I think I play the Ocelot Pride. I'm not going to have enough to trigger the Ascend. I'm going to die anyway. So, that's really problematic here. Okay, so I think we do this. We play Ocelot Pride. And we're going to play Legion Duelist. And we attack. And that's going to make me only two kitties. It's not enough. I'm going to die when he attacks here. Because I have 4 blocks. And he's got too many things that are too big. So, this is going to be the end of me. Unless he decides... No, he's got too many cats there. I can't pretend here. Cool. Alright, well, we'll take one here. And we'll block one of those. And we'll block another one of those. And we'll block that one. And then I think we still take 40 damage or something like that. And die. Cool. Good talk. That's really good. Yeah, we take like minus $1 million for all that matters. That was... Oh, that was disappointing. I needed a piece of interaction there, but if I had I do have a Settle the Wreckage in the list, which would have been just a pretty promising piece of blowout there. All right, so 2-1. 2-1 is fine. Like, it's a good. We're in a reasonable place. I don't, I'm not entirely sure what we're looking at here, but we'll see. We will see. Brawl, Storm Conduit. That's not. This is a mulligan. I don't want this right now. This is better. Yeah, this is better. Don't love it, but it's better. Okay, we're gonna play Snarl. Reveal that. Play Amber. That's going to give us Elas Ilkor on turn 2. Okay. So our opponent is fetching. And I think I play Elas Ilkor. I know I have to play Elas Ilkor because Mox Amber isn't turned on until I have a legendary creature. So we're going to play Elas Ilkor. Now, next turn... Ooh, I can turn this into... Okay. So next turn, we can get Heliod down, and it'd be pretty spicy if we could. That'd be pretty awesome, actually. Third Path Iconoclast. Okay, that's... Oh, that is actually really dynamite here. So this is going to be Heliod. We're not attacking. So anytime our opponent is going to play a spell, Iconoclast is going to make a body, and that's going to trigger the Soul Warden, which is going to trigger Heliod. We're going to put on this right now. That's actually really great, and that is exactly what we wanted to do. This is going to potentially get very explosive for us here. He needs to kill the Soul Warden. He doesn't know it yet, but that's what he needs to do. Fleeting Hope. Alright, that's, again, a problem. We'll put it there. Again, problematic. Not the end of the world, but fine. I'm not blocking this. This is, like, we are still in a good spot here. So we play Elas Ilkor. Play counter on Elas Ilkor. We play Voice of Victory, and our opponent is not going to like that. And I think I attack here. Yeah. So this is going to be a really potent engine here in a minute. If he can just... we can keep it sticking around long enough. This is going to be really potent. Okay, that's a problem. I'm going to put it on this thing. Okay. Oh. Oh. Ward 1. Well, that can vanish. We are going to pay that. Yes. Yep, auto pay. It can go away. That is never coming back. We put a counter right there. We put another one on this thing. And we attack with this and this. This is going to go crazy because we make a bunch of things. We put more on... yeah, our opponent has seen enough because this literally went crazy. And that was amazing. And we did that with all of 3 lands and a Mox Amber. Boom. 3 and 1. That seems like fun to me. Okay. Cool. 3 and 1. So we're already got a winning record for the night. We need one more to make it a solid... one more, make a 4 and 1. We should make a number of 4 and 1 results we've had with our Brawl lists. Oh, okay. Bant birds. Okay, let's go see what this commander does. If one or more birds you control attack. Look at that many cards at the top of your library. You put one landfall. Cool. So we go Silverquill that into Moltec Matter Weaver into Sephiroth. I guess that's what we're doing. I don't love this. Like this bird is like birds are always tricky because they are going to come down in droves, lots of them, and they come in blocks. Seemingly. All right, we're gonna play this. Okay, we play Shattered Sun. We're gonna attack first. Then we play Moltec Matter. That's going to be really handy, because we're going to go Sephiroth next turn. And that should allow us to sack the Gnome to get the life gain trigger. Let's see what our opponent does. Weather. Okay. That seems fun. Ooh. Okay. Okay. I see. I pick up what you put down here to make a gnome. And then we go Sephiroth to make a gnome. Yeah, that one. Oh. Draw a card. And then we attack for this. That's going to prepare some silver time. And we've got something pretty gross in our hand. So if our opponent's not careful here, we get to run away with it. Okay. So this land's going to come into play tapped. Okay. That means that are they off of their commander yet still? 3 damage with 3 charge counters. Okay. That's fine. I don't think we're there yet. I think we're still in okay shape. Okay. So we're going to play the Swamp. I don't see any reason to run the Goblet Shrine right here yet. I am going to draw 2 cards. I don't know what we're doing here exactly, but we're going to draw 2 cards. Oh. So, do I play the Ocelot Pride, or do I go for Abigale? I think this turn I'm going to go for Abigale. I'm going to do it now. We're going to make another gnome. Because I want to eat that gnome. Now, we attack with everybody, and our opponent's going to be really upset with us. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm going to absolutely attack. I want to draw a card. But that's fine. Now, our opponent literally just played one of the most impactful cards they could play to try and stave off being knocked out, which is like fun. Like, I don't have a problem with that. If they want to expend a really powerful trick like Tef's protection right there, Tef's pro in that spot doesn't bother me. Now, what will bother me if he doesn't play to the really? Okay. All right. I'm still here. I'm not done yet, but I'm annoyed by our friend here. We are going to play an Abigale. That is a very frustrating turn of effects. So he's now played back-to-back, but essentially now ooh, Debbie. Okay. I don't like that. That's rude. And he can kill our Abigale just haphazardly here, which is like... I don't know if that's... Oh, see, now we're into the first proper. This is... that's a real problem. Okay, this is going to need what? Okay, we play this. We play this. We need to play this. And this. So it doesn't die. We need... If I run Ocelot Pride out, then I'm looking at this thing. You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to make him have to use his spell here. And I can't get in the way here. But I've got... This is like trickier for him to deal with. But I do have a problem. Because this thing is going to... deal 3 damage to any target. So like, he wants to probably use it to destroy the Ocelot Pride, I would imagine. Which is, you know, understandable. Given you want to kill Abigale? I mean, I'll put him at... Sure, I guess. Alright, that's a problem. Okay. I mean, I play Abigale? I think I play Abigale. And is there a bird here I want to take for my... Enter prepares. Is there anything else in his graveyard? There's only... So there's a Sky Coach Conductor, huh? Sorry, non-pilot creature control, then return that card to the battlefield. There's owner's control. I don't think that's actually the answer. So we stay put? I would much rather do something, but I don't think that's the answer. It's not really a card, you know? I need to... Oh, we're going to draw some cards. That's not good news for us. Is it? This is first strike, so... Oh, that's going to trigger that. We're going to lose this one, aren't we? For sure. We'll try and block there. I want to block it to Revy, because this thing is nuts. What are we doing here, my friend? Yeah. That means I get your Revy. Right. That's problematic, isn't it? The Revy is you untap Kaikar. So you blink something. What do we blink? Revy? No. Okay. Well, we'll play this. We'll play 2 life. I'm going to go Osteomancer. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana open. I go Heroic Stanza on Abigale to put it out of range of that artifact, zapping it. This for Pride. And then Ocelot Pride, I guess. And we'll do. So, this bird, we have a problem. This Chocobo is whenever put anyone in your hand, put anyone lands from among them on the battlefield, tap the rest on the battlefield. Like, I'm probably dead to this because I don't see how I knock out this bird. Yeah, I don't see how I do that. And this is like one of these instances where I'm just disheartened by the whole thing. I mean, it's obviously a very good commander. I've played this commander against this many times, and every time it seems to do this to me. Because it's just another one. And this time it's flavored by birds, and it makes me very frustrated. Yeah, I'm just going to put a bunch of things on a bunch of things, and I don't really have an answer for it properly. And I'm going to be frustrated by it. Yup. Things. Now, fortunately, this only gets 1 activation, but I gotta look for the. Knock it out. Oh, it doesn't matter because there's too many things here. Sure, I guess. So we block this. We block Ready, and we block. I take 15 from that thing, so that alone is like a kill stuff. Like that's me dead. And I'm largely disgusted by it. Anyway. Yes, I don't really care. Yep, I'm quite dead. Anyway. Alright, folks. There we have it. We have 5 games. 5 games done. We have 3-2 record tonight, so we still have a winning record with this deck. It's not like it's a bad deck. You are playing an uncommon level commander, so it's going to be it's going to lack a little bit of the zip that some of the other commanders that are floating around are going to have. But I think we can see pretty clearly that Abigale's got some play to her. She's got some interesting stuff you can do, and there's lots of good tools in Silverquill to make her pretty good. The repartee, we didn't get to see it too much, but like a low slung deck like this with some payoffs like Cosmic Grand Zenith and whatever else did we find that was pretty good. The OTEC, where'd it go? Old Tech Matter Weaver, like these are some pretty good payoffs, and you can then like leverage Abigale's ability into doing some pretty cool things. But you didn't see it too much. But there were some games we played really well. We had some really interesting synergy packages that sort of popped up with Heliod and the Soul Warden. We had the game where we ended up putting a lot of counters on things using Stirring Hope Singer. So we had a pretty interesting evening with the deck, and I think it's got some play to it. And as an uncommon level commander, you could probably assemble it, not too badly. So, in the description, you can find the list. You can also find our social media. You can also find our podcast. And, of course, please like and subscribe. We're slowly inching our way towards 100 followers here on YouTube, which is going to be fantastic. I've got an Abigale deck built that I'm ready to give away when we hit 100 followers here on YouTube, as sort of a thank you to people who have been on with us from the beginning. All right, but that is all for me tonight. Thank you very much, everyone.